Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to PCG Live with your boys, Van
What up?
and Dr. Eggplant.
That's
I'm
us,
still, I'm
boy.
still Dr. Eggplant, by the way. I have not renamed.
Hey, man. You're forever Dr. Eggplant. Even when you change your name, I'm going to still call you Dr. Eggplant.
That's fine. I'm totally cool with that, you know. All right. But what's going on, everybody? Van, we got some interesting news today on the show.
Every week we got new shit to talk about. I love video games.
So do
Yeah,
and I'm glad that we have had exciting news the last month.
Right.
It's been good stuff. No dead
Right.
time this year.
Nope, not at all. Not at any moment.
No. So I'm a very happy boy. So
I'm playing with things as you're talking.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that
I'm just trying. I'm not saying I'm
things.
playing things. I'm playing with things. I'm going to say bye to someone real quick.
Playing with things. Oh, okay.
I'm listening. I'm just going to mute myself so you're not going to hear me, but I'm listening to you.
That's fine. So he's going into mute mode. I got a few things for the show today. Actually, we'll do a quick. Some things that we don't do, we should just give a quick rundown of what we're going to talk about. I
was just going to say, go over some of the things that we have.
I don't think we've ever really done that. It's just like surprise box when we do it sometimes, which I think is kind of funny. So, on tap today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got obviously the news that dropped today. Minecraft Steve joining Super Smash Brothers. We've got to talk about the Pokemon presentation that happened yesterday. Some big news coming out for the Crown Tundra. I'm excited. For anybody that knows me, I am a huge Pokemon fan, so cannot wait to talk about that. We're also going to dive into not possibly, it's actually been kind of confirmed by retailers that PS5 and Xbox pre-orders for the people that did pre-order already are not coming to some customers until 2021. And then we will wrap things up with our recap of the Tokyo Game Show 2020. But first, Van, we haven't asked this question in a few weeks, so have you been playing anything?
No, but I'm about to. I'm about to get into some Mario 35. I'm gonna bring my Switch in here today, and I'm gonna download that bitch.
The second this show is over, I'm downloading it. I'm playing it. I am super hyped. Mario 35, for people that did not remember, dropped today. A little recap of it. Gonna work kind of like Tetris 99, but with only 35 players this time. But I think 35 players is good enough for Mario because it's a little bit different than Tetris.
Agreed.
So I'm hyped for it. Again, only a limited time, unfortunately, but it's until March. So if you got a Switch and you got online, if you paid that $20 for the year, it's a free play. It is going to be a blast. I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. It's going to be awesome.
Agreed.
Speaking of Mario, threw that in there. I got to make sound bites on my Go XLR.
We got to put sound bites too within the sound bite. I agree. Do it as a soundboard too.
Yeah, I gotta do it. I'm just gonna record myself yelling Segway. That way I don't have to yell Segway every time. Just push a button. You know, it gonna be fun.
Yeah. Can I give a shout out real quick before we get into the show? Are you about to get in the show topics?
No. I was just gonna say what I was playing. So, by all means.
Oh no, we haven't said what you were playing. What are you playing?
So I literally just finished Super Mario Sunshine again, and I did something that actually I thought I did in the past, but I never did, which is get all 120 shine sprites in the game.
You did say that. That was a goal. So good for you.
That's a pain in the butt, but I finally did it, and I'm like, thank God. So now I can get back into Pokemon because
you know what that was like? It was like, you remember Halo when you had to find the helmets?
Yes.
Oh my God, Halo 3. That was like a goal of me and my brother and my friend Matty Mattis. And we accomplished it. But some of the places they put it, you're like, there's no way I'm gonna find this on my own.
Oh God, no. Oh God. If you thought that I looked by myself for those shine sprite or the blue coins? I should say, not the shine.
Oh no,
the
no, we looked
coins?
up every single one.
Right.
We looked up every single one. No, we looked up every single one. I don't even care if we cheated on that. We can cheat on that.
Yeah, the shine sprites are easy enough to find. Well, somewhat easy enough to find, but the blue coins, forget it. They put them in all kinds of spots. There's like 30 per level, but there's 8 episodes to a level, and they put them in different spots in each episode. So it's like, I'm looking these up at getting them and completing this crap. I'm done. So, and I guess you got like a different ending in the end, which I saw, and I was like, oh, okay, so that was kind of anticlimactic for the 120. But nonetheless, I got the 120 shines. I'm good. I'm set. I was going to start Galaxy, but then I'm like, I need a break from Mario.
Yeah, I think, playing Mario back to back to back to back can be a little bit overwhelming because if you think about it, right, Mario, and as you go from one Mario to another, it is a different game.
Yeah.
But what does happen is the basic of the game is still the same, so you feel like you're playing the same game over and over again, even though the improvement is there. But it's the same type of game over and over again. So it's good, like once you get yourself done with the game, trying something completely different and getting out of that zone.
I agree. I do agree with that. But nonetheless, Sunshine's always a good game. I mean, I like that it's in HD now. I gotta say, Sunshine and Galaxy look beautiful.
I never got to beat Sunshine because I let my cousin borrow it and he never gave it back to me, and I lost it forever. And that was the one Mario game I was so disappointed that I didn't get back.
I would recommend playing it.
I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm about to say there are some times where it gets like really brutal, but you'll have fun with it still. You'll definitely have fun with it.
I can't wait to play Galaxy again too.
Galaxy's so much fun. Oh my god.
I think Galaxy was definitely one of the best Marios ever created, and if it wasn't for Mario Odyssey.
It was so unique. But Mario Galaxy, I'll say this, Mario Galaxy and Mario Sunshine are probably the two most unique 3D Marios of them all, with the different camera angles from Galaxy and then obviously using Flood in Sunshine. It made those games just so different from the rest of them. Odyssey. It
was such a weird thing to add.
It was, but it worked. It's how crazy it is. Like with the gravity and everything between planets, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
So Sunshine is finished. I'm getting back into Pokemon because some stuff got announced, which we will get into in a little while. Okay.
Before we get into the main topics, I wanna give a shout out. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of joining a podcast of a local group that came in, and it's the name of their podcast is Beyond Frame Data, and they are an awesome group of people. If I can give any love to them, I'll give it all to them. Thank you very much, guys, from Beyond Frame Data, or should I say crew from Beyond Frame Data. It was so fun to sit and talk with them. I got to reminisce a lot about my fighting game experience and how how fighting games affect my life. Like, I'm not a competitive fighter, but man, fighting games has played such a huge part of my life. So they will be uploading that podcast at some point in time, and when they do, I'll share it. But I want to give them shout outs now. They have their Facebook is just Beyond Frame Data, and then check out their YouTube. It's the same thing. They interview, so their podcast is all about the fighting community, and they talk to like a lot of the big local cats that are around here and kind of get inside the head with them. And so it's like a lot of interviews. They interviewed my boy Nelbaum, which is a big player, not big player, like, to me, he's a big player because I watched him when he first started, and to see him start and then where he's at now is awesome. He's like one of my favorite players to watch play. He's such a good kid, great people, and he's always been supporting PCG for forever. So much love to him. But they interviewed Lucky D, fantastic person. They interviewed Badstone, which is another player that comes here. They interviewed one of my favorite local cat, Kevin Tech. The reason why he's my favorite local is because he's a Ken player. So I gotta show love.
I'd say that's a win in any category.
Yeah. So, but he's such a great person too. So, but check out their podcast. Fantastic. They're very laid back, and they're just a good group of people. So please, and again, I want to thank you. We will invite them on the show very soon. They said that they would be honored to be on the show, and we need to get more on our game, inviting more people on the show. Soon, me and Kyle are on the grind with a lot of different projects that we're going to be working on that we're very excited about, that we've been working on for a little over a year. And to finally get things pushing and moving, we're very excited for it. So
I agree. I am very excited for this.
All right, you start getting into before you get into news. I'm gonna shut off a few things here so that way I can hear you better, because some of the music's driving me nuts.
Yeah. Well, because you're gonna start with this subject.
Yes. There's a lot that I want to say, so you can actually talk about the Pokemon presentation. Get into that.
Well, you know what? Then we're getting into a little Pokemon presentation. All right, let me bring up this article for you lovely people out there. So, I'm very excited about this. I'm hyped. The Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC pack number 2, The Crown Tundra. I'm so excited for this. This is going to be some good stuff. Crown Tundra, I'm so hyped for this. According to my Nintendo news, today, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo announced that the Crown Tundra, the second set of downloadable content for the blockbuster Pokemon Sword and Shield video games, will launch on October 23rd.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This was good because did I misread something, or did it say that? Did we all think they were dropping the Pokemon DLC? It was just the direct that was supposed to happen, right?
Yeah, it was just the direct. It wasn't the DLC itself.
So that's what my relation was in the chat. Like when our chat, I said, "Why the hell are they dropping this like this?" I thought they were dropping the game. The direct is what I was looking for. This was the direct. This was the direct we were looking for. And that's why I was saying, I was like, where's the direct? But I'm glad they dropped it. They did drop the direct. So
yeah, they dropped the presentation. It was great stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't, to me, I think the other presentation was way better. But like, I think there's cool stuff they added to this that they didn't do in the other one, which I do like. Like, it's two completely DLCs. It's not like, hey, yeah, all we're doing is giving you more characters and a longer quest. It was just like, hey, we're adding
good stuff.
Yeah, I want you. I didn't want to say what it was they're adding because you're gonna get into that in the story.
Oh well,
so.
they're gonna.
I stopped there on purpose.
They're gonna be adding some. They're gonna be adding some good.
That fucking beat button.
On October 23rd, it's launching. In the Crown Tundra, trainers can explore a vast, frigid landscape with jagged, snowy mountains and drifts of glittering snow. The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and the Shield Expansion Pass are available for purchase in the eShop, which we knew already. Starting on November 6th, trainers will have the opportunity to purchase bundle packs consisting of Sword and Shield base game, as well as the game's corresponding expansion pass, which includes the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. These bundle packs are well suited for trainers who have yet to embark on their journeys in the Galar region. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of thinking about getting the Sword one. So I have both. I know I'm an idiot, but I don't care.
Wait, you have Sword and Shield?
No, I have Shield.
Oh.
Make it the bundle, because I'm Pokemon crazy now. No, you know what? I'm gonna stand my ground.
See, this is why Kyle has been staying away from Pokemon, is because he knew it was gonna happen as soon as he opened the door. And he is 30,000 leagues underwater, and he opened that door underwater, and now Pokemon is just flowing into his life.
Oh, God.
You're welcome, Kyle.
Oh God, you have no idea. During a video.
No, I will be getting into it though, because I promised you I promised you once you got the game and you beat the real game, and then you were about to get into DLC, that I would get back into it, and I dropped the ball now on my part.
I'm way ahead of you now.
Yeah, so I will. You're a whole DLC ahead of me.
I'm a whole DLC and battle ready training right now. Or breeding my battle-ready Pokemon, I should say.
You're going to see me and Kyle out there with a fanny pack and some sweatpants and a muscle shirt once Pokemon Go is attached to home. You're going to see me and Kyle out there walking the streets, bro.
I'm going to take like 2 weeks off. Just.
I love it.
I wish. During the video presentation, President and CEO of the Pokemon Company, I can never say his first name. I can say his last name. Sunkazu Ishihara, so President Ishihara, also unveiled newly discovered Pokemon, new game features, and exciting in-game bonuses for Pokemon Sword and Shield or the expansion passes, as well as updates to Pokemon Go. So I'm just going to read off a couple of the different Pokemon. Actually, for some reason, they only bring up 2, but I know a couple more that I'm going to say.
Can you just say, can I simplify something?
Yeah.
You can say the names, but I just want to simplify something so that we don't have to go through all of them.
Yeah.
Every legendary in every Pokemon game will be in this one.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say the legendaries, but yes,
yeah.
every single.
That's a simple thing. Every single legendary is in it.
Every single legendary from past Pokemon games is going to be in this DLC, including, as you can see on that image right there, Galarian versions of Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres.
Who's your favorite legendary?
My favorite legendary?
Yeah.
This is gonna sound weird because it's not the strongest legendary.
Who cares about the strongest? Who's your favorite?
Oh, you know what? It's down to 2. My 2 I'm gonna say 2 of them. And
okay.
Both of them are from Johto, which is Gen 2 for anybody who doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
One's Ho-Oh.
Okay.
And the other one's Suicune.
I thought it was Articuno.
So the birds are Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres.
Yeah, I thought that was one of your favorites.
All right, so I'll say if I had to pick a bird, I'm picking Zapdos.
Okay.
Out of those 3 birds.
GTK, good to know.
But I always have a fondness towards Johto, probably because when I was growing up, I was in that era of, Gen 1, but everybody loved Gen 1. Then Gen 2 came out, and I just loved the Pokemon in Gen 2.
It was a big step. I think after Gen 2, it was just like, okay, it's just more of a bonus. But go from Gen 1 to Gen 2 was like a huge step for us because it was the first unexpected big thing. Like we didn't understand what we were headed to until Gen 2 came out, and we were like, "There's more." Yeah. And then when Gen 3 came out, it was like, "There's more." But then it was a little less of a surprise.
I thought 150 from Gen 1 was a lot when I was a kid. I was like, wow, 150. And I ended up filling up my Pokedex. I was like, wow. Then Gen 2 came out. They added 100 more. I went, like you said, there's more.
Yeah, you're like, and there's more.
And then Gen 3, which I kind of fell off in Gen 3, but then I got back in Gen 4. But Gen 3 came out, and I went, what? But it's crazy. It's so weird. Like, Gen 2 is like the generation that a lot of people consider to be the absolute weakest generation, which I understand that. But there were some big-time players in Gen 2. I could go on for days about it.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidentally, actually, I'm going to bring up a Gen 2 Pokemon right now. So one of the newly discovered Pokemon in the Crown Tundra is a Galarian Slowking, which is very interesting.
Okay.
Now, I didn't know this about Galarian Slowpoke because I was trying to figure out what its ability, what its types were. I originally thought it was just Psychic, but then I was wrong. I didn't realize this. So, for people that don't know, Galarian Slowpoke, or Slowbro and Slowking now, are Poison Psychic.
Really?
I thought that was very interesting. I was like, oh my god, it's Poison Psychic? That's insane. I could do some interesting things with the Galarian Slowpoke. Now, that's the thing, but it actually gives descriptions of the Slowking. It's kind of funny. I'm going to read it off. A sheltered bite set off a reaction between the chemicals secreted by Galarian Slowpoke's brain and the spices inside its body, causing Slowpoke to gain the poison type as it evolved into Galarian Slowking. Galarian Slowking might have been observed uttering incantations in order to communicate with each other and appear to chant mysterious spells when using moves in battle. That's kind of funny. His abilities are Curious Medicine. Oh. Galarian Slowking's ability is called Curious Medicine. It's a new ability introduced in the Crown Tundra, so I'm going to have to look that up and do some research on that one.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay. I accidentally shut my volume
on. Oh, you're kind of going in and out.
Am I going in and out?
Now you're fine.
I'll fix it.
Talk again.
It's the boost. My boost.
Oh, it's your boost?
Yeah, I thought my boost being up all the way was bad, but apparently I need to turn that up.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Better now?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, I'm not even looking at chat. I'm sorry, chat. Golemboski, what's going on? How are you?
I'm looking. Don't worry. I'm watching.
Oh, good boy. Good boy. So
yep, I'm watching.
Somebody's paying attention.
But you can proceed, sir.
And then another one, which is very interesting because I've always wanted this.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one was introduced in Pokemon Go, and I never got one, but I got the unevolved version of it. But a Gigantamax Melmetal is going to be available.
Oh, that is so dope. I think that was probably like one of the hypest things they showed on there.
A Gigantamax Melmetal.
Would you say that questionably his Gigantamax is probably one of the best ones on there?
Probably.
It was dope. The art design for that was dope.
Oh my god. It's insane.
As Andre would say, it is fire.
It's fire with all the all
capitalized
with all the
caps.
emotes.
Yeah, it was fire.
I gotta go look at it. My god, you know he looks like. Oh my god, what's the? He kind of looks like a buff version of what the hell's that robot's name? The Disney robot, that big white fluffy robot.
Oh, Big Hero 6?
Big Hero 6.
No, but they call him Beta 6, I think, though. His name's not. It's like Big Hero is what the name of the movie, but it's Betamax, I think, is what they call him. I can't remember. Great movie.
This is like if Betamax got jacked up and got some upgrades. That's what Gigantamax Melmetal looks like. He's sick. Actually, I just saw a picture of Galarian Slowking. That's the first time I saw that one. He looks ridiculous. Or she.
Or she.
It could be a she. It's either he or she. Could be either.
Them. Yep. So all in all, was there more news in there that you want to talk about? You already talked about the dungeon?
Yeah, well, you'll be able to go into some dungeons and do some max raid battles in there.
I like that.
Pretty much I'm gonna say all the legendaries are gonna be in max raid battles, which is insane. So we're definitely gonna have to play with those. There will be. All right, actually, the other two Pokemon I want to bring up returning that they're putting in, two notables. There's a lot more. Actually, three notables. One of them is going to be Zubat, which I know Zubat doesn't sound sexy, but then when you say Golbat, it gets a little better. Then when you say Crobat, you got literally probably the fastest Pokemon in the game.
Really?
Yeah, Crobat was a Gen 2 Pokemon. And a lot of my teams that I build, I love building a Crobat. It's, for people that don't know, it's flying poison. So you can do kind of crazy things with Crobat. Super fast, so you got to be careful. Its defenses are very weak. But again, with that speed, you can do crazy things with Crobat. But the other two notables that I want to bring up, as Van is on the phone, returning to the game, the legendary Dragonite will be back in the game in the Crown Tundra. So a lot of people are excited about Dragonite. You know, he's been a legendary stable of super strong Pokemon since the beginning of Pokemon. He obviously a Gen 1. So Dragonite will be in it, which means you'll be able to find Dratini and Dragonair as well. And then the other one from Gen 3 that's going to be insane to see again is Metagross. Metagross is one of the most OP Pokemon in the game. There are definitely ways to get around, but Metagross is insanely good. So many different moves that you can learn with Metagross. Steel Psychic, it's a crazy combination, but you can definitely get away with certain Pokemon and definitely utilize different Pokemon to take out a Metagross. Not to get all Pokemon nerdy right now, but he is a very powerful, or it is a very powerful Pokemon. I believe Metagross is genderless, but nonetheless, Metagross will be back in the Crown Tundra. I know there's a leaked list of all the Pokemon that will be in the Crown Tundra, and I believe on that list are the Gen 3 starters, which the one, if you don't remember, that would be Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip, which is a very legendary generation. A lot of people consider Gen 3 to be one of the best, if not the best generation for starters. So it's pretty insane to see it. A lot of people would probably argue Gen 4. Gen 4 would be cool to see, but they could do a Diamond and Pearl remake, so we'll see on that. So I can understand if they don't put Gen 4. But I would love to see personally, and obviously this is favoritism again, I would love to see Gen 2 come back in to the fold, but with the second DLC pack coming out already, I don't think we're going to see any more starters come into the fold. We got Gen 1, we got Gen 3, and then we've got Gen 7 and 8, which obviously we're in Gen 8 right now. But we have, so the Galarian starters, the Alolan starters, the Hoenn starters, and the Kanto starters already in this. So I believe they're on that list, but I'll have to recheck. All right, and then last two things I'll bring up so we can get out of this subject. There will be a special event with Pikachu. To celebrate the launch of the Crown Tundra, there will be a special in-game event for players to receive 8 different Pikachu for their teams, beginning Tuesday, September 29th, and up through Friday, October 30th. Trainers can find special passwords in various places, including the Play Pokemon Twitter feed and the Pokemon Trainer Club email newsletter. When trainers enter the passwords into their Sword or Shield game, they can obtain Pikachu. And not just one.
I will be getting all those.
Yeah, I got to get the code for the first one because I believe that was in the presentation. So I got to get the code for the first one and then put it into Sword and Shield, which that's what I was trying to figure out, where you put it in.
So the games I will be getting myself back into, Pokemon will definitely be one of them.
Hell yeah.
Yep. I just want somebody to play with. You know what I mean? Someone to be like, hey, look what I just did. Like, playing Pokemon and being by yourself and not sharing the experience with anyone is really shitty. Pokemon is really about playing with the community, and that's like the best part about Pokemon.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
That's what makes it so good.
It's a lot more fun to play with different people, especially
100%.
And getting to battle different teams.
Yep.
Final news. We talked about this a little bit. In addition to news about the Crown Tundra, the Pokemon Company also announced that connectivity between Pokemon Go and Pokemon Home will be available by the end of the year. This will allow trainers to send Pokemon they've caught in Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home. From there, some of these Pokemon can be brought into Sword or Shield. For more information about Pokemon Home, please visit Pokemon.com. And it's got the link and stuff. So by the end of the year, finally, Pokemon Go will have connectivity to Pokemon Home, which I know a lot of people have a ton of Pokemon in Pokemon Go.
I'm telling you, that's the best thing they can possibly do. Because, like, you're now raising your Pokemon almost in real life. Like, you're going out. And I've heard Pokemon Go has gotten so much better. And I'm really looking forward to getting back into it. But for me, it's like, I don't want to do it in Pokemon Go, but now Pokemon Go has improved so much, I may even really get super into Pokemon Go. But Sword and Shield is personally one of my favorite Pokemon games that's out.
So, yeah, it's a tremendous game. I heard some kind of rumors that they might be doing some weird things with that connectivity. It's not confirmed yet, obviously, but I did hear that somebody said that in order to transfer guys from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, you have to have it in the home Pokedex already. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just, again, it's a rumor, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll get more information as the year goes on, obviously.
I'm sure there's going to be some weirdness going into it, but we'll see.
Well, let's put it this way. Say that happens. There are other ways to get those Pokemon from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Home. You just have to go another avenue to do it. Let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. That's all you gotta do.
Yep.
So big news from Pokemon. Very excited. I'm very happy.
Pokemon.
Love me some Pokemon. Okay. Now we're going to talk about this. Ben, you can go first.
So with this one, as soon as he went through the wall and the black box came, you knew immediately what it was. And they showed the zombie eyes. The creepers. I'm sorry, creepers. You seen the creepers' eyes? You knew exactly what it was. And this is so. There's a couple different things. Do I care much about Steve? No, because I'm not a Minecraft player. But I respect the hell out of that game. There is so much to Minecraft. The science behind Minecraft is ridiculous, and the popularity to Minecraft is still comparable to no other game. Even Fortnite. Fortnite's super popular, but nothing is comparable to Fortnite. I mean, Minecraft. What Minecraft has accomplished is they even accomplished it on an educational level. When you open up a game and make it into an education, like that is incredible. Minecraft is one of the best things that was ever created for video games. And I think it's fantastic. So for this to fit in, I'm excited for that because it's just like it was almost a no-brainer to put that in there. But the real reason I'm excited is this was something that has been talked about for so long, and this you can kind of say it got leaked because Steve is not one that you would just randomly say, "Hey, I bet you they're gonna put Steve from Minecraft in there." So as soon as it came up that Steve from Minecraft was going to get in there, I almost had to believe it right away because I'm just like, that is the most random name that would be thrown out there, but it's real. Like I'm like I could see that going in, and it fits those random characters that sometimes get into Smash Brothers. So I'm really excited to see like some of the leaks that came out was one that came in there, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It kind of gives you faith that Waluigi will be one that comes back into it again, in the conversation again. So Steve kind of gives you that belief in that. I had just a gut feeling it was going to be a Mario character just because of the 35th anniversary thing.
Yeah.
But it didn't. We do have a lot of Mario characters, I know. But we also have a shitload of Fire Emblem characters, and it's okay. They obviously have no rules to fucking Smash characters. So, but with Steve though, I'm excited because it is a different character. I don't want the same characters all the time. Like I knew this one wasn't going to be a serious character, and I almost said Steve in the chat. I almost said Steve, but I don't know what made me not do it. I almost said him. I kind of wish I did now, but in that sense, like Steve is such a unique character, and I love the unique character. Like Mr. Game and Watch, like I hate playing him, but I love watching a good Mr. Game and Watch. Like I love watching a really good Game and Watch because it's not a character just anyone can pick up and play. And the same thing with Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer is not a character anyone can just pick up and play. So like seeing those unique characters is an awesome thing. And I think Steve fits right into that unique character situation. So I'm in love with this choice. Is he the best choice? Of course not. Like when you think of Smash, you're like, hey, I want really good fighters. You know what I mean? Like the Fire Emblem characters, they're really good fighting characters. Like they're really good characters. So people tend to gravitate to that. But yeah, like once in a while, man, you got to throw some of those unique characters in there because it makes the game fun. Like Lucas. You know what I mean? Even ice climbers like Ices, man. Like characters like that is what makes Smash, and people I think tend to forget that when you get into competitive level. Like, come on, man, you don't think it would be dope seeing Evo Grand Finals, someone coming and pulling out a Steve? Like, come on, like that shit's hype as hell. That's hype as hell. Like, I'd be super hyped to see that. I'm sick of seeing freaking like Joker. You know what I mean? The same characters all the time. Like, I'm sick of seeing that. Like I love seeing like Duck Hunt just pop out of nowhere. I was hype as hell when freaking Princess Peach won won one of the big Smash tournaments one year. Like that shit is hype. I think it was Super Smash Com. Like that shit's hype. So I'm stoked to see Steve. Am I going to use him? I may flirt around with him. I definitely won't like try to make him my main or anything like that. But like I'll play around with him and stuff. But just because I'm not going to play a character doesn't mean it can't be hype.
I understand. I totally understand what you're saying. I totally get it. Me. All right. We're gonna go back in history. We're gonna go back in PCG live history.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go down memory lane here. Before Smash Ultimate came out, there was one character, specifically a Nintendo character, that we were maybe all of us, but I mean, I remember me specifically saying, and I'm like, I just don't see it, and I'm like, really, like, no, just don't do it. That character was Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day, I'm like, Ridley's just, it's just weird. It's just weird. It's like, and Ridley, like, I mean, you could say at this point anybody can fit in Smash at this point, but it's like,
right.
I don't know. For me, I'm like, Ridley was like a huge character, like always been like the big character. But then like they just like it was like Baby Ridley. Should have just named it Baby Ridley. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we were all kind of like, oh really? Then let's move on. Probably like, yeah, a little ways later. And I distinctly remember this one because we were all at the lounge watching this presentation when they announced Isabelle from Animal Crossing coming to Smash. I remember my initial reaction and Andrea's initial reaction. We were like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
but I was okay with it. I wasn't mad. What? I mean,
no, keep on.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I wanted at that time I wanted a more serious character, but I wasn't mad. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, okay.
So I'll say this: at my initial reaction, now this was prior to me putting in all those hours to Animal Crossing. For people that don't know, my initial reaction was, "What the heck?" Like, this is just stupid. But then after I saw her play, I was like, "Oh, I like her." So I literally did the old 180. I was like, I ended up liking her. Maybe this will happen for Steve. But now we're going to fast forward all the way to now, and I'm doing the same reaction that I did then. Why? Listen, I'm all for goofy characters. I am all for goofy characters. No question. I love the goofy character. I love Banjo being in it. The cartoony characters. I freaking love it. Love it. I love having the serious characters. But again, I agree with you, Van. We can't have all serious characters. Totally understand.
One second. I just want to say, Super John, we've missed the hell out of you. Welcome back, Super John. Super John, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I just want to read his comment. He says, I wish they put Steve more later, after Dante or someone more cool for hardcore gamers, because the last two characters were whack. Everyone I know thinks it's blah while the kids are freaking out. Super John, I get where you're coming from with that. You're 100% right that the last two characters were whack. So therefore, it's like, Steve isn't a WoW character by any means. I'm excited, but I understand Steve's worth in the Smash community and those that were looking for Smash players. So I completely agree. It's not like a wow, like awesome thing. I think it's cool because we need a goofy character. But like I said, Dante, he's one of those serious characters. He really is.
Oh yeah. I was just reading his next time. It says, not saying Steve isn't hype, just bad timing.
Right. Steve's hype because of the fact of how big Minecraft is. So that's like really cool. Like it's a big thing. But we all knew Steve was coming. Like we all had that little gut feeling that Steve was coming. We may have said like, oh yeah, no, Steve isn't coming. But in our gut feeling, we were waiting for that invitation to come into the digital world, the blocked world, and pick Steve. We knew it was going to happen at some point. You know what I mean?
I'm only going to disagree that it wasn't like total hype because this I didn't know happened apparently. Apparently when this news dropped, it broke Twitter.
Really?
People were trying to post on Twitter and they couldn't. It broke Twitter. I was like, for me personally, I'm just like, really? And then there's been a couple YouTubers, which I did share it on our chat, where I was like, they were doing the same thing. I was like, really? One of them was just like laughing, like they're joking, right? Like they're joking. But I'm like, if it was Crash, I would have been hyped. If it was Crash, I would have been pumped. But like,
thank you, Super John.
The Corona beer. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. So, all right. So I would have way preferred Crash over Steve. Now, Crash to me still fits into that. Crash falls into that middle category where he's that goofy player but also serious. So like Mario fits in that. Mario is the perfect neutral player. He is the perfect neutral character. If you're just picking up the game and want to know the game, he is your Ken or Ryu. You know what I mean? Like, and he's a really good character. So like, even at a high level, if you use use Mario, like he's fantastic. Like Mario is so dope. I think Crash is one of those characters that he would be so. He's a Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah,
he would.
Well, the only reason why I think Crash is really goofy is because his attitude in his games is like really off.
But that's what I'm saying. You need to fit that into his character, which Smash can hit perfect. We're getting Crash, guys. We're getting Crash someday. And Steve, to me, just reassured me that Crash is coming.
Well, let's put it this way. They got 4 more characters to go. Right.
Crash, Dante, and the last one, the big one, is going to be Master Chief. I'm telling you, that's the 3. Put it on tape. Hit that record button. Clip that, please.
You think a third Microsoft character is going to be in Smash?
Yep, I do.
See, my thing is, this dude said Goku, but I saw the Kappa.
Goku.
I saw the Kappa.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I feel like, I thought Min Min was a good announcement. I thought it was I'm not saying it was a hype.
It was okay.
I'm not saying it was a hype announcement. It's not a hype announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, Steve was a hype announcement. Again, not for the hardcore gamers, but for the, more casual, like Minecraft fans, I should say as well. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this was like, I was so underwhelmed with this one. I was just like, I can't believe they really did it, because a lot of people are saying as well that Nintendo just did that for all the memes that Minecraft Steve has been in when it comes to Smash. There have been so many memes about Minecraft Steve coming to Smash and all this other stuff that I think Sakurai just broke. And when, you know what?
Let's give him Steve.
I'm just going to give them what they want. So they're getting
But out of all characters that people are bitching about, Steve, really? Like, not Waluigi? Like, come on. Waluigi is the number one character. That is the character that everybody wants the most.
I would have much rather have had Waluigi than Minecraft.
I'd rather have, at this point, I'd rather have Waluigi than anyone, even like Goku and stuff. Like, just, to me, Goku just doesn't fit. Like, would I enjoy him as a character? Of course I would, but.
I agree. I'm reading.
Sora would have been dope. Sora would have been really dope.
Sora would have been dope. But
go ahead. I don't want to say Bailiff is an insult. It's even as angry as I was with it. Like they said, all right, so the logic makes sense. Bailiff is one of the most popular characters out of all the Fire Emblem history, supposedly, right? Fire Emblem is the biggest thing over in that country, by far. Fire Emblem is huge, right?
Yes.
So I get his love for Fire Emblem, but come on, like, it's not the way, because it was the end of the season pass, right? It was the last character of that season pass.
It was the last character in the season
pass.
To
end a season pass with a character that we have a million characters of, like, it wasn't worth it to me.
The only thing that saved that was the fact that they announced in the same breath that there was going to be Fighter Pass 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing that saved the Byleth thing.
I agree.
If that was the final character forever, people would have been pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But the Fighter Pass 2 kind of saved it. But I'm gonna say this, Min Min was a pretty good announcement. Then we got Minecraft Steve. So far for me, I'm like, was it worth it? But again, we got 4 more characters. I'm sure some serious hype is coming. I'm sure of it. I'm sure Sakurai has got some, plans up his sleeve for some serious characters or some other big hype characters coming into Smash.
No, you're right. Goku does have his own holiday. I forgot about that.
That is true. I did forget about that as well.
I think Goku may be the most popular anime character. I want to say, because everybody knows him. It's like he's like the Mickey Mouse.
I
You
would
know what I mean?
probably agree with that. Well, yeah.
Kevin, he said the same thing. Oh no, he's saying Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Mickey.
Kev talking Mickey Mouse. Oh Jesus Christ, Kev.
Mickey Mouse ever gets into Smash, I quit Smash. At that point. Oh my god.
Smash, I don't know if I could ever recover from that. Like, I don't know if I would be mad. I don't know. I'd just be in like in a coma state.
Oh my god.
I love it, Kev. That's a good one.
Oh god.
Oh man, Mickey Mouse and
I think if Mickey Mouse got announced, I would immediately just love Minecraft Steve. Because I did not like this announcement. I'm just going to be honest. I did not like this announcement. But if Mickey Mouse, for some God-forsaken reason, somehow, by some miracle, got into Smash Bros., I would immediately become a Minecraft fan.
His final smash is he buys your soul. Oh man, the only time I'll take Mickey Mouse is if we get the South Park version of Mickey Mouse, because
good God.
That's the gangster Mickey Mouse there.
That is the gangster Mickey Mouse. Oh my goodness.
That dude did not play around, man.
Put the Moon Boy from the Universal logos before movies.
Oh man.
All right. Any last words on Minecraft Steve?
Good choice. There are obviously some better ones, but I'm not disappointed with this one. So it's not like it was with Bailiff. And I wasn't disappointed with Arms, but it was just kind of like, oh yeah, you could do Arms. You know what I mean? I'm just not familiar with it.
I just feel like Arms, it's a Switch franchise and stuff. So I felt like it needed to get some love.
All the the fighter communities, man. Kev, that's so funny. Again, I get it. I get it, Kev. I get it. I said I like it. I knew he was coming. I think he seems like he's gonna be a fun character. So, but I'm not mad that people are mad. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, it's just one of those things. Like it's the guilty pleasure. So that's my final thought.
Oh boy! All right, Minecraft Steve is officially in Smash. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Van?
Yep.
What is going on? What is going on with this situation?
So they released the Xboxes for not demoing, but what do they call it? They reviewers are now getting the Xbox.
Yeah, they're getting their review copies right now. Let's put it that way.
Yep. So people are getting the chance to play on the Xboxes. I don't know when they're doing it with PlayStation, so that's gonna be interesting. So, but I don't know, man.
Well, let's put it this way. This is what we're specifically discussing. The article from What Hi-Fi is PS5 and Xbox Series X pre-orders may not arrive on launch day. Looks like
I hate to tell people, man, this is not something new. Like if I anticipated this. I was hoping it wasn't going to happen like this, but I love it. The router versus the modem. But the router can be a router / modem.
Hybrid.
Yeah, I mean, the way that things are going right now in the world, especially with something like COVID, where everyone's at home with nothing to do, people are looking at these systems 1,000 times more now. And just think the gaming industry is way bigger than it was when PS4 and Xbox One came out. Every time these consoles come out, it's getting more popular. So this is probably the most popular video games have ever been in its career. No, it's not probably. It is the most popular it's ever been. So with saying that, we should have known this was coming, that there's certain orders that were just going to be like, we can't fulfill them all. And they were going to push it back to 2021. And I'm not shocked by that. I'm not shocked at that at all. That's that's all I really have on it.
I think once again, we're kind of getting back into the retailer, thought process like we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's we may have this amount, but we're going to throw a little bit more extra pre-orders out there just so we can make some money. But then, unfortunately, we'll have to just bite the bullet and go, well, we're not going to be able to take all these pre-orders when it comes to launch day. But you'll get one in 2021. I feel like that's what's going on, which is just shitty practices again.
Oh, I agree.
From part of the article, it says, pre-ordering a next-gen console doesn't guarantee it. It will arrive on launch day. Amazon has warned. A retailer has emailed customers warning them that pre-ordered Xbox Series X and Series S may not arrive on the 10th of November as planned. Amazon recently emailed PS5 pre-order customers to tell them disgruntled customers have been posting these emails on Twitter. Amazon.
Yep. Oh, go ahead, finish.
Amazon puts this possible delay down to high demand. That's no guarantee that shipments will be delayed. However, Amazon could just be covering its back just in case.
So I want to say, if I could give any advice, and there's some hardcore Amazon shoppers I know, but when it comes to Amazon, please don't count on your pre-order being there on release day. It's just that, dude, remember the whole Switch situation with me?
I'd say you have personal experience with that.
Right, but I'm saying it not because of just what happened to me. It's known for them to do that, and it's not. It's a negative thing because you want it now. You know what I mean? But in the sense, they can only fulfill so much, and everyone thinks that because they're an internet-based business that they just have an infinite amount of this product and it's going to get out there on the same day. And it's just not happened. Let's see. Thank you, Super John. Good to see you as always.
Yes.
We love you. I actually got to personally reach out for you because I have some things I want to talk to you about. So stay tuned and fuck Last of Us 2. I love it.
I'm right there with him on that as far as like Game of the Year stuff. But we'll talk about that in a little while.
Yeah. Yep. But to proceed, the whole thing with Amazon is I just try to do a store. Try to do in-store thing. The stores is almost your best bet. You know what sucks about this too? Everyone that's pre-ordering it, there's going to be stores that still put some on the shelf.
Yes.
There's going to be people that are waiting for their pre-order, and there's still going to be consoles get put on the shelf. And it's not going to be a lot. Yeah. It's not going to be a lot, but isn't that's the most disgusting thing about this entire thing, is that they're going to, because that's how I would get my stuff.
Absolutely, because there's still going to be those old school people, regardless of COVID, that are going to go to those stores and go, I want my physical copy in store, and I'm not going to worry about getting it online. So and
they're going to put it on the shelf, and they're going to put them on the shelf. And that's the thing that sucks. Like, and that's where the problem lies, that they don't fill their pre-orders first.
Yes, absolutely. Could not agree with you more on that. However, things could change this year because of COVID. I wouldn't expect, I'd hope, wouldn't expect Black Friday to be a usual Black Friday.
No. Scratch Black Friday. Black Friday's not happening. Like, Black Friday is going to be all digital, 100%, 100%.
I do agree with that.
Whatever you imagine Black Friday was for last year, it's not even going to be close. And if the stores are going to do it, you would be an absolute moron to go out on a Black Friday with this shit going on. Whether you believe COVID is real or not, for you to test it during that time is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane.
I agree.
Absolutely insane. If Black Friday happens, I won't be any more disappointed in the human society than I would be that day. But the stores already talking about they're not even going to be open.
I'm about to say, I will say this: if Black Friday did still happen, it wouldn't be around the world, but it would be here.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way we are around here, we're greedy and we don't give a shit. Clearly, that's been clearly shown, but. That's a different topic for a different type of show.
Yeah. We'll get into that close to the holidays when we know more of an answer.
But basically, right now, Amazon is looking at the customers and doing this.
I'm taking all of your money.
no,
Sorry, I had to do it.
It's okay. It's
I
all right.
love playing with the buttons.
You got to play with them, man. That's what you got it for.
That is correct, Dan. That is correct.
For the people out there, if you have a system like this, please, if you can, just get a Go XLR. I know it's $500, but it's $500 well worth it.
Jesus Christ.
You can go on payment plans. I'm just saying. You don't have to pay $500 right out the gate. You can go on payment plans. I mean, I paid $500 right out the gate because I ain't doing no payment plan. But you know, it is what it is.
It's worth.
It's worth it. It's definitely. It is a lifesaver. I will say that it is a lifesaver. It makes things so much easier. So much easier. So, but nonetheless, PS5, Xbox Series X's may not be coming for some customers till next year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying once again, just do a queue line. For the love of God, just do a queue line. It's worked. It worked for crazier things.
Yeah, I had that full conversation after we had it on the show with my brother, and he agreed. Right now, PAX has that thing unlocked as far as how good the queue lines work with PAX and how it should be implemented in way more things.
Absolutely.
So
ReadPop, well, like we said, ReadPop could make a killing if they implemented their stuff with their
Agreed.
with other companies. So, all right, Van, we're gonna get into our main topic, which is gonna be several subtopics in one topic, I should say, which is TGS 2020. I know you didn't get to watch a lot of it, but I'm not gonna lie, not a lot happened during TGS. There was some hype announcements. But not a ton of stuff. A lot of the stuff that you saw in a lot of the presentations were things that we've seen in other presentations prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing, though, we are going to talk about, we're kind of going to get this out of the way because, I mean, I've never played one of these, which is Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
So they did some gameplay on New Genesis. Basically, everybody right now is saying that Phantasy Star 2 Online 2 New Genesis is basically Phantasy Star 3. And people are kind of confused why they wouldn't just make Phantasy Star 3.
Mm-hmm.
But PSO,
because they're a video game company and they do what they want.
Correct. But one thing I didn't realize is that PSO 2 has been out in Japan since 2012. And it just came to the States this past year. Which I know. A lot of Japanese games go to Japan first. It's happened in the past. Pokemon came out in 96, then came out in 98 in North America. You know, it's happened. But a 7-year gap is kind of crazy. Like this game, this game's been out again freaking since 2012, for 8 years now. So to read a little on the article. Says Phantasy Star Online 2 only came to the US this year, like we just said, but it's been out in Japan since 2012. Long enough for it to begin to show its age and to be primed for a big, dramatic shakeup. At E3, Sega announced a standalone expansion to do exactly that. PSO 2 New Genesis adds an open-world environment to the MMO and overhauls both the combat and graphics. Confusingly, it's a separate game, but your character can move back and forth between PSO 2 and New Genesis. So apparently this is kind of going to work like a new Phantasy Star. Because it says you can move your character back and forth. That's crazy. Our resident Phantasy Star player, Steven, wrote about how New Genesis could fix the issues, holding PSO2 back from being a killer MMO. And on Friday, Sega gave us our first real look at what to expect. As part of Tokyo Game Show on Friday, Sega ran an hour-long live stream showing off New Genesis with an English translator speaking over the Japanese developers. By the way, side note, they gotta get new translators. It was kind of brutal on some of those to listen to translators.
I love listening to bad translations, like watching the people struggle, like they have no idea what the hell's going on.
I get it. It's a comedic thing, but when it comes to stuff that people want to really see, like...
No, I get it.
Holy moly. You need some new ones.
This game, though, since they've been first showing it, is just absolutely stunning.
It's
If you're not into open world games and MMORPGs, you will be with it because of this one.
This one looks gorgeous.
This is visually probably like one of the best games that I've ever seen that's an MMO like this. Like this is stunning on how good it looks.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for this. I'm very excited for this actually.
Yeah, I know PSO has been around for ages and ages and ages. I get that.
And it's always a visually attractive game. Always.
Oh yeah.
Always been.
No matter what generation, when you got to think of it in the generation aspect of it, it has looked glorious. Like even the Sega Genesis versions look really good.
What are they saying is coming out for? This is Xbox, right?
Oh, I think this is gonna be. It might be Xbox. Well, Xbox did announce it last year during E3, and I'm assuming it's gonna be on PC as well. I mean, it wouldn't make sense because, let's be real, Phantasy Star has been mainly a PC Sega game for the most part.
Dreamcast.
That's true. Dreamcast.
Yep. That was when it really kind of opened into the world.
Yeah, that's when the original PSO came out. That's right.
Yep. Dude, this is just such a beautiful game. I want it now.
It looks glorious.
Oh, look at it.
And I know it's going to be on PC. More than likely, if I do get it, I'm probably going to get it on PC.
Oh, man.
Which, hey, you got to upgrade your system, Van. I know you're doing that soon. Maybe. One day we will. I'm not going to say soon, but one day.
It is a goal I'm working on right now.
And I don't blame you. There will be 3 different classes: the Hunter, the Ranger, and Force. There's some description on it. The Hunter has a 5-hit melee combo, and the last hit can also be used as a counter by blocking during the combo. In New Genesis, up to 5 continuous strikes are available, with the 5th strike being as powerful as Photon Arts. Users who play PSO2 may notice there's no perfect attack in New Genesis, so you can enjoy the action without being restrained by perfect attacks. You can also perform a powerful step attack after perfectly timed dodges. Again, we've never played PSO, but a PSO2. But I'm assuming a perfect attack is going to be like, like one of those cinematic ones that when you hit it, it looks all pretty and stuff. But I guess this is now to keep it like a continuous combo, which I like that. I mean, it's cool to see the over the top attacks. I mean, Sega's known for doing that. Bayonetta. But I mean, to keep it more fluid, I think I like that as well. I mean, if it's the final hit on a boss or whatever when you're playing PSO and they do something cinematic, that's cool. But to do it like in mid attack and then the guy's not dead after it kind of throws it off. So I get what they're doing. So I like that one. The Ranger's assault rifle does different damage based on your distance. The Ranger can do a sliding shot to dodge attacks and keep firing. You're also able to swap your view to the over-the-shoulder view to freely aim and attack. Sega says this makes PSO2 feel a bit more like a shooter, that's an interesting shift of how it looks, and it makes sense because it kind of. Oh man, I'm gonna bring this up. Good God, I'm gonna bring this game up. So it's kind of works somewhat that engine like Fortnite. I had to say it.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And then the Force's rod can attack with multiple elements by utilizing techniques. Charge techniques deal more and different damage. Without a charge, the rod will shoot fire or ice objects flying towards the enemy, but a charge attack will deal damage directly, exploding on the enemy. The rod's exclusive weapon action performs similarly to the sword's guard, preventing attacks on the spot. So it's kind of like your mage character or magician character at that point, utilizing different elements.
Yep.
With the Force. So we got Star Wars and Phantasy Star, just so you know. But overall, it looks fantastic. It's a beautiful looking game.
I've been excited about that game since the first time I seen it. Just visually, it just looks so good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that
Go ahead.
we've been looking for games to get into.
That's definitely going to be on the list.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Let's go. Get into the next topic.
The next topic
Go
we're going to
ahead.
talk. It's not the one Van might be thinking of.
Mm.
Resident Evil 8! Resident Evil 8! Oh, I didn't put that. That's Resident Evil 8! What is going on? I thought I had. Oh, there it is. See, I can make mistakes on this thing too. Oh my goodness. Okay, so during TGS, we got some lovely Resident Evil 8 gameplay.
Mm.
According to Screen Rant, the article starts with Resident Evil 8 gameplay more similar to RE4 in a private demo. So the demo that we kind of saw during the presentation was kind of just showing off the environments. They got to show off that ritzy house that you saw in the first trailer for it with those, I'm going to say cannibal ladies because they were eating human flesh and stuff. So, which is going to freak me out probably.
Mm-hmm.
So they showed that house off. It looked gorgeous.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, it did. It looked very impressive.
Yeah, and then the environment. I love how they say it's similar to RE4 because the environment does have that RE4 feel. Because you were in a village in RE4, and then, you went to the church and stuff like that. So it is a very RE4 environment, especially that they added the merchant back. But it's not the same merchant as RE4's. But it's very interesting to see that. And for another quick backstory, obviously Ethan and Mia from Resident Evil 7 are back in this. Obviously Chris Redfield's back in this, but he's kind of playing more of the bad guy in this. Also, there is a Wolfman. I don't know. We don't still really know the backstory of the Wolfman, but it's very curious. I'm very curious on that aspect of it. So, according to the article, a recent private demo of Resident Evil Village at the Tokyo Game Show has revealed that the gameplay in the upcoming game will be similar to what players got to experience in Resident Evil 4. Capcom had previously teased that it would unveil more information about Resident Evil Village during the convention, although most fans will have been hoping to see more gameplay footage for themselves. News emerged last week that Resident Evil Village may release for current-gen consoles, as well as the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, which I have a opinion on that. That would contradict earlier statements from Capcom that the title would only be available on next-gen hardware, but producer Tsuyoshi Kanda has previously spoken about trying to get a port release for other platforms if it was possible. However, there have been rumors that the developer is running into problems with getting Resident Evil Village to work properly on the PS5. Which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much all they said about that. Oh, no, there's more. Resident Evil 8 will have similar gameplay to Resident Evil 4, according to a report by Twisted Voxel. During a live stream at Tokyo Game Show, a Capcom presentation included a demonstration from host Iko Kano. While gameplay from the game was not shown, comments from Kano and other guests did detail some new information about the title. The opening will seemingly work in a similar way to the remake, with the player battling against a more powerful enemy, which is interesting. So, that might have been something. Never mind. So, did you see anything about the Resident Evil 8 TGS stuff?
Nothing new.
Nothing new?
No.
Yeah, so to comment on them trying to bring this game to the PS4 and Xbox One or Xbox One X, I don't know if I'm a fan of doing that, only because if you do, I feel like it's going to look very similar, if not a mirror image of Resident Evil 7. I don't think it's going to look any better. I think it's just going to be similar looking. At that point, which I would rather just have them keep it on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Even apparently they're having problems with running it on the PS5. So I would not even worry about doing last gen, because if that's the case, by the time this comes out, that's going to be another complete project that they're going to have to do. Which, if they're trying to release all the versions at one point, it's going to take a longer time for this game to come out if they try to do that. For me personally, just keep it on next gen. I think it's a good way to start the next gen for the Resident Evil franchise. Plus, visually how it looked at TGS, it looks phenomenal. So for me, just keep it on next gen. That's all I'm going to say. Don't screw around with it. Keep it on next gen. It's going to look fantastic.
I agree. Anything that's requiring this much power for things like this, you got to be careful, because it's not even just the looks you got to worry about, it's the speed that it's going to run at. And the PS4 and the Xbox One is not going to be able to handle it at the speed it needs to, in the sense of just hard drive alone, let alone the CPU and GPU. Yeah. So these games are going to be designed specifically for these hard drives, and that's the biggest difference, besides, obviously the teraflops between the two different consoles generations. Yeah. But the biggest difference is the hard drive. And that's huge. That's the biggest jump that we've had in any video games is the read-write that these hard drives do. And a lot of people never think of the speed of the read-write of a hard drive, because most people don't know. And now you're just adding another element. Before, it didn't matter because the hard drive only went so fast. And now it makes a difference. And now consoles are coming hip to game where it's just like, no, hard drive read-write speed makes a difference. It's gonna eliminate these load times for us.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, you're literally, to me, again, like I said, you're kind of like redesigning the game in order to just make it run on the last gen console, because this technology is ridiculous. With recent developments and things that I've been hearing about the Series X lately, like the hidden features all of a sudden, when you're designing a game for that type of system, it's a whole new jump compared to what we were doing in the past generations. So I think as far as games like Resident Evil 8 go, if you are specifically designing it for this next gen, I wouldn't even worry about the last gen at this point. They'll have their other games for last gen, or this current gen, I should say. PlayStation's already doing that with games like Horizon and Spider-Man and stuff like that. So, but I think we should keep that, to a minimum when it comes to this current generation.
Yeah, like let's not just keep making all the games with both. You can just save your money on the tech time it would take for these developers to have to make it compatible, because you are taking the experience away from the game a little bit.
I agree. I totally agree with that. All right. So that is it for Resident Evil 8. Again, I am very hyped.
I'm excited for that one, because I think I may get back into the Resident Evil saga because of that, and I might go do a stream where I go through all of them.
Well, there is one game I do have to finish still, which is Resident Evil, the first one, because I never finished the first one. But I did all the other ones.
Yeah, first one's tough. One's tough.
It's so weird. It's just the stationary cam.
But I'm gonna stop. It's tough. That's gonna be a tough one for you.
And the remake, or the remaster, probably the GameCube version. So
still plays the same.
It's gonna be. It's probably gonna be worse because of the Crimsons.
Yeah. It's tough. Controls for that one is very difficult.
So Van, this is kind of more down your line, I would say. But this was very interesting news out of Sega.
So, Virtual Fighter 6 is in the works at Sega ? Because they did a Virtual Fighter X esports teaser. So we don't know. Did they officially announce saying that Virtual Fighter is coming out, or is it just that trailer?
No, they did not say anything about a Virtual Fighter 6.
So now everyone's like, okay, so what's going to happen? Is it going to be Virtual Fighter 5? But obviously they must be working on some kind of esports specific Virtual Fighter that's going to come out, and they're going to push it heavy into esports, which good for them. Yeah. You know what I mean? I hope they do, because we don't have enough fighting games that are directly pointed for esports. You know what I mean? Like made and developed towards that way. Tekken really went that curve towards the end, and that's why they're becoming so successful now And then Street Fighter's been falling off a little bit. They need to come out with Street Fighter 6 ASAP very, very badly, because right now is not looking too good. But I think right now is the perfect time for Virtual Fighter to come out with another one. Now, me personally, I was never a huge Virtual Fighter fan. I wasn't a big fan of the mechanics, fighting game mechanics, especially at that time. There were just so many other better fighting games, and I think Virtual Fighter got drowned by them. But you do have those Virtual Fighter loyalists, which is really cool, and I love seeing them because there are some really good Virtual Fighter players out there. I'm not one of them. Virtual Fighter and DOA were so similar, and I just enjoyed the character creation, but the character development in DOA way better than Virtual Fighter 6. But Virtual Fighter 6 does have that classic feel because it was Sega Saturn, and it was just like that's the big thing. But at that time, there was really a console war. Like it was Sega versus Nintendo, 1,010%. So with saying that, that was a big thing for me. And I was very anti everything Sega. But the fighting game at that time when it first came out was pretty good because it was like one of the original ones at its time. But it just fell off. The games got so much better.
About to say, here's the fun fact for people that might not know this, but Virtual Fighter is technically the first 3D fighting game that was ever made. So it's got history.
Yeah.
To it. I think this is great. A lot of people, I've been watching a lot of YouTubers in the fighting game community talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that they did say is they might be going kind of like the Mortal Kombat route. Meaning, Mortal Kombat 9 is not Mortal Kombat 9. It's Mortal Kombat. But it's kind of like, I don't want to say the rebirth, but it's the reimagining. It was reimagining Mortal Kombat. I think they might be doing this. I think Sega might be doing something like the reimagining of Virtual Fighter. Because again, Virtual Fighter 5 came, what I hear, like a decade ago. Something like that. Virtual Fighter 5 came out. So it's been a very long time since we've seen a Virtual Fighter game.
It had to be more than that.
This is why we have Google.
Yeah, decade was only 12 years ago, so that would have made me
10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, 10 years ago. Yeah, no, definitely. That would have made me 28. Virtual Fighter came out way before then. I was in I was in middle school when fucking Virtual Fighter came out, I'm pretty sure.
Virtual Fighter 5 was released.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
96.
No. Although that was Virtual Fighter 3. Virtual Fighter 5 was released on July 12th, 2006.
2006.
Yep. So it's been...
Oh, so Virtual Fighter 5. I'm sorry. I thought you meant Virtual Fighter 1. Ignore me.
Well, first of all, Virtual Fighter 1, you were wrong anyway.
Yeah. No.
96 Virtual Fighter 3. Virtual Fighter 5 came out in 2006. So it's been 14 years since we've had a Virtual Fighter game. So it's not a far-fetched concept to think that Sega could be doing a reimagining of Virtual Fighter and not even calling it Virtual Fighter 6, just calling it Virtual Fighter, which I think would be a great idea. It brings back the franchise, makes it fresh, makes it new again, and maybe you add some different things to classic characters.
I think that's what they should do.
I think it would be brilliant. I think that would be a brilliant idea for them to do that.
Agreed.
So,
not much to say about that.
Not much to say about that, but they're doing esports. It's going to start in Japan and then hopefully move over to the Americas. Because, I mean, as much as it hasn't been around, it's still an iconic fighting game franchise. Not as big as the other one, a lot of other ones, but it's still iconic in its own aspect. All right, so that was news from Sega and Virtua Fighter.
Yes, sir.
And the very last thing that came out of TGS, which all I'm going to say is it could happen in December. Animal Crossing was nominated as Tokyo Game Show's game of the year?
I think I don't think it's too far fetched to say this is definitely going to get nominated. I think if it doesn't get nominated, I think it's a slap in the face. I think the game should be nominated.
Van, we're not even going to talk that it wouldn't be far-fetched to be nominated for the Game Awards. It could win.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's an insult for it to not be even nominated. I think it's an insult.
Okay. That's what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's an insult to games if that's not even in the category. But if it doesn't win, I don't think that's an insult. I think there's a lot of good games out there. I just think it's the type of game it is. That's the reason why it won't win. I'm not making fun of the game or anything like that. I just think in that type of game, and if it does, then it's going to put a huge stamp on the overall view of what makes a game of the year. But the game, I mean, look how many people bought it. Like, the sales are ridiculous. Like I said, I still stick by my word. I still don't think it's going to win, but I would be mad if this game doesn't get nominated for Game of the Year.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. That's not even going to be like a topic that we're going to, for me personally, I don't think that's even a topic we're going to discuss. It's definitely going to be up for Game of the Year. Let's just talk about it a little bit, because we are going to do our own Game Award preview or early preview, whatever show. I mean, in a month we're going to have the nominees more than likely, but let's talk about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally right now, for the games that have come out this year, and it might be the unpopular opinion, but to be perfectly honest, a lot of people feel the same way. A game like Last of Us 2, it got, I get it got 10s on some big websites, but that game was not a 10. That game is nowhere near the first one. And for me, it was you either liked the Abby storyline or you didn't like the Abby storyline. It was totally hit or miss.
Mm.
I get what they were trying to do. It just didn't work. I mean, a lot of people may have liked it. Some people have tried to tell me, well, you wouldn't have understood Abby if you didn't play her side of the story. No, I pretty much understood what happened, and I'm not going to say spoilers because I know you want to play it. So, man,
I still want to do a roundtable.
Yes. So we're not going to, but I'm not going to say anything because I know you're going to play it. But, I mean, me personally, I got what she was doing right from the start. I did not need to play a 10-hour part of the campaign of Abby to learn more that I really didn't need to learn about. It basically was just an emotional trip they were trying to do. So, but I mean, not to deter you from whatever, but that's just That's just how I felt. When I originally graded it, I said 8, but I felt like I was being nice, so I dropped it down to like a 7 for me personally. It's definitely not better than the first one. The first one was a phenomenal game. Last of Us 1 was phenomenal. This one
I respect.
It was okay.
I respect that.
But then we move on to games like Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima can definitely be a winner. Is going to contend to be the winner. I think it's probably one of the top games of the year. Does it put it over the top for me, though? I don't know. Only because we kind of have to look at impact. Because looking in the past, let's put it this way. I'll go back to 2017. I have to. Look at 2017 with Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. Breath of the Wild made an impact because it changed what Zelda was doing as far as open world games. And it was just a phenomenal game, obviously. Then we go to 2018. Same thing with God of War. God of War won because the impact it had on the gaming industry was incredible. The way they changed it from hack and slash consistently and just, ripping everything apart to building a story with hold on, with my God, that was a little too deep. But
He said that was too deep.
hold on, I'll fix it. Boy.
Oi.
Boy. That was better. But the fact that they kind of got into a deep storyline with it changed everybody's thought process of God of War completely. So now it's become more of like an epic story.
Yep.
Rather than just hack and slash. It made a huge impact. Last year was, I hate to say, kind of a weak lineup, but you still had games like Smash Ultimate. You still had Resident Evil 2 Remake. Sekiro won. Why did Sekiro win? Because it kind of changed how From Software did what they were doing. I mean, it was the same basis as like a Dark Souls and Demon Souls, but Sekiro just moved quicker. It was a lot faster. Gameplay was more fluid. That game ran incredibly. I think it truly deserved Game of the Year. It was a different take on what From Software had been doing in the past. Because realistically, you look at Dark Souls, you look at Bloodborne. Those aren't quick games. They're very hard games, but they don't move fast. And like it's kind of like hard slashing and big slashing, and then you got to time it and this, that. Where Sekiro was kind of more fluid, a little bit quicker hits and stuff like that, and a different aspect to the game. That's why I think it won Game of the Year. From what I saw, from what I've seen from people play, I still haven't played it myself. I want to, but it was a phenomenal game, and it definitely truly deserved to win. But I gotta bring up Death Stranding again. I feel like Last of Us 2 is in the Death Stranding category.
Okay.
I think Ghost of Tsushima is kind of like where Outer Worlds was. It's that game that you think is going to win Game of the Year, but then all of a sudden the swerve hits and it's the Sekiro that wins. I kind of see Animal Crossing in that light. For the sales, and I get COVID might have been in whatever, like not an inspiration, a motivator for people to go out and buy a Switch and buy Animal Crossing. But it's not even just the sales it's done. It's the creativity you can do in the game, the way you can utilize different other Animal Crossing from the past to put it in this game. Not only that, it's made political statements as well. You look at, from Hong Kong. They were doing political statements in the game from Hong Kong. Even Joe Biden and Kamala Harris put out designs for you to put on your island, which I have them on my island. Sorry. For anybody that want to know where I'm sitting. But they did that. They got it integrated with the gaming community, which I think is humongous, because now they're going into a community that, unless you've been living under a rock the last 5 years, is the biggest entertainment community of them all.
Yep.
And they dove into that. They're not diving into just TV or the internet stuff. They're diving into gaming now. And the first game that we've seen do something like that, for the most part, is Animal Crossing, of all games, which is crazy.
Yep.
Combine that with all the different events that they do and the creativity. We got the Halloween event going on right now for all month. This is a long-lasting, almost every year game.
Yep.
To me, because it does all that, I'm not saying it's the perfect game. It's far not the perfect game. There are some things.
I don't think Game of the Year is really defined as the perfect game.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I mean, there's obviously examples of that happening, but I mean, to me, for what it's done overall, it's my pick for this year. I mean, we could put Doom Eternal in there as well as another nominee. Any other ones I can't think of right now, Van? Off the top of your head.
I
don't think Resident Evil 3 will be in there. I'll say that.
Yes, there is. I just can't think off the top of my head.
Sword and Shield is an outside shot to be an
I don't see that being in there.
That's why I said Sword and Shield is like an outside shot to be in the nominees.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm just going through the list really quick.
Cyberpunk might make it, might not.
I think they're gonna miss it.
We're getting the list out, folks. Getting the list.
I don't want to miss anything.
Right.
Doom Eternal. I do not. Oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep. How did I forget that one? Duh.
And that's my game of the year.
What a shocker! You know, I will say this: if Animal Crossing doesn't win, I kind of hope Final Fantasy VII Remake wins for you.
I think they just did such a tremendous job with that game.
Yeah, I gotta play it. I still gotta.
I think a lot of us was stuck on Cyberpunk being gonna fall into it and it end up not. I really can't see much. I don't see much other than that.
Well, yeah, let's put it this way: we can see the games that we see being up there right now are probably Animal Crossing, or definitely Animal Crossing's one of them for sure. Final Fantasy VII Remake's got to be in there. Last of Us 2 is probably in there. Ghost of Tsushima more than likely will be in there. If they're doing the 6 games, there's going to be 2 other games. I'm going to say one of them is going to be Hades, because a lot of people are.
Hades is going to destroy the indie stuff.
Yeah. Which I'll say this. It's going to destroy the indie stuff. It could win Game of the Year at that point. So I'm not disregarding Hades. I think it could win a game. I think it'll get a nominee. I guess the last one I would say is Doom Eternal.
Marvel has a chance of making it up there, but I think you're kind of pushing it at that point. I think it would be one of those things I would be surprised.
That's another one of those Sword and Shield ones. I think it's got an outside chance of getting in there.
Yeah. That's it, really. That's it.
I can't believe I said 6 games. I was like, really?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
But again, I kind of got deep just then, but I don't want to get super deep into this. We're gonna we will have an episode about the Game Awards and stuff. To come.
Yep.
Did you have any thoughts?
Year
or anything about
again, I think it's a great possibility. I agree with everything you said, just minus the I want that game to be game. I don't think it will. But just because I don't think it will doesn't mean that in the back of my mind I'm like, there's a good possibility it could. So there's a difference between I don't think it will and there being a good possibility. I think there is a great possibility it can, because of, like you said, like streamers are doing so many different things with it. They're not just playing it. Like they're doing like setting up interviews and they're interviewing people on it like a game show. They're playing D&D within it. Like so they're doing so many creative things with it, and it's really, really cool to see. So not too many games you can say that gets done with. So I agree with you.
That's crazy that they do talk shows with it.
Yep.
Like I totally forgot about that one. I was like, oh my
Gary
God,
Whitter. Gary Whitter was a huge one that did it. Yep. Yeah.
Even Phil Spencer was on. Was he on that one? Phil Spencer was on a talk show that was based in Animal Crossing. I do remember that.
Yeah, it was probably Gary Whitter.
Okay. That's what
yeah. Yep. Because they call it Animal Talking, and it's that.
See, it's crazy what it's done. Not listen,
yep.
I just think it's going to win, but it's not like my thought process in 2017 where I saw Breath of the Wild and the first thing I said was wrapped up. It's not wrapped up. It's definitely not wrapped up though, for sure.
Yep. But any final thoughts?
I was just gonna say that.
No final thoughts from me, man.
Nothing, huh?
Nothing. Nothing. I think we had a really good show today.
Excellent show. I had fun. But in a few minutes, I will be downloading Mario 35, and everybody. Why is my thing not? Hello? I hit the button, and all of a sudden it's like, it's not going to work. Is it working? No.
Nope.
Well, that's weird. Oh, hold on. Oh, because I'm doing I wasn't doing the right knob. Oh my god. Like, why is this not working? Oh, because I'm not doing the right knob. All I'm just gonna say is
Everybody's going down.
in Marathon. Sorry.
I can't wait. Tomorrow I'll be in.
I'm gonna play tonight, because I got work in the morning, so
Mhm.
we'll be able to play until tomorrow night after
Mhm.
work. So I'm gonna get some in tonight.
Sweet.
All right, so that is gonna do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody who joined us today in our chats. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. We shall be back next week with hopefully some more fun news, and hopefully not any more cringy Minecraft Steve news. Good God.
Last thing. PCG is open 7 days a week now. Check us out on our website to see the times, because it's different times. So Saturday we used to open at 11. Now we don't open until 2 on Saturday and Sunday. So please check out the times on our website. Get all the information. So all of it's up there. So, but 7 days a week now. There is social distancing, and we do have a limit of people that we can have in here, but the limit's a pretty good spot. So please check out our Facebook page, check out our Twitter, check out our Instagram, check out our Snapchat, check out everything. Come support, help us through this crisis. Please still stay safe. We're trying to give you guys to stay safe. So come out, have a good time, and be safe.
Absolutely. Have some fun, though. Try to have some fun, but safe.
Amen.
I should say. All right, everybody. Until next week. Enjoy your
Peace.
Peace.
Bueno.